Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Hogan from Jeffersonville, Indiana, bringing your midday grain comments for Tuesday, May 31st, 2016. Turning our attention to the Board of Trade, showing corn down 8 as well as beans down 8 cents. Wheat's off 17 cents. So overall, it's been a down day. Also, not just for the ags, but most commodities. I think the main theme from an ag standpoint will be that the U.S. will eventually get planted. Looks like most of the threatening forecasts have been taken out of both the short term and the long term at this point. So really the only trouble spots in the U.S. will continue to be Texas and Oklahoma, where we are seeing some major flooding, and most folks are expecting some major damage, not only to the corn and soybean crops that are present in those areas, but certainly to the wheat crop that is about to be harvested, if it's there at all, versus some spots that are completely underwater at this point. The dollar is mainly higher today. That could be pressuring the commodities. Talk on Friday with Janet Yellen that it looks like a summer rate hike is probably imminent at this point in time. Everybody's best guess as to whether that will be June, July, or August, but it certainly does look to be the case. Fed funds rate futures trading suggests July at this point in time to see what happens there. Because of a lot of that news, we've seen funds on the sell side of the board today. Looks like around 13,000 contracts on the corn, 5,000 to 6,000 contracts on soybeans, and probably in that 10,000 contract area on wheat. Turning our attention to the charts, I would say still fairly positive on the corn and soybean charts. There are some main uptrend lines that we've been watching for quite some time. Even though we are down today, it looks like we are maintaining and are inside of those uptrend lines at this point. So still looking good on the chart. Wheat's the one that has some concern. Chart's starting to look a little bit nasty. Looks like we're going to be 8-9 cents at the close here, probably above its double bottom that was established a couple weeks ago at the 455 area. So that is something that is of concern, especially if the weather forecast does straighten out in all areas but Texas and Oklahoma. One thing to mention is that wheat usually does lead the corn and soybean trading. So if we think of it from where the chart is at, could we revisit those? Potentially. The other thing is that we're also getting through what appears to be one of the volatile periods in the growing season. That's planting time frame. Right now the forecast does look favorable that the U.S. will finish up getting planted on time, and with roughly the acreage amount that the USDA is forecasting at this time frame. So really it's just the growing weather that is left at this point, which is still a big deal, but this is probably getting us to a volatility period that is behind us now. This afternoon's USDA progress reports, we would expect corn planting to be somewhere around the 94% area, soybeans in the 70% area. Good to excellent conditions will be out on corn, looking at about 70%. Either side of that should be roughly the number that most folks are looking at there. Again, this is Mike Hogan from Jeffersonville, Indiana. All the comments made here are my own and not those of CGB Enterprises or any of its affiliated companies. Thanks. Have a great day.